Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer, and today we are talking about the new moon. It's on June 25th. It's at 4 degrees of Cancer, and it is conjunct Jupiter, which is the planet of luck and expansion. Of course, it's also making aspects to Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, and Mars. And so this is a lot of different options for you and a lot of different ways to solve a puzzle, and that's what we're going to talk about. And then there's a special section at the end of this video where we're going to talk about one of your 4 money houses and your special abilities to draw money into your life. Now, this is a new moon conjunct Jupiter. It is something that happens occasionally. So we had one in April 2011, September 2016. Actually, that one was a little wide. That was about 4 degrees off. On Christmas Day, we had one in 2019, and then in March 2022. So it happens occasionally, again, not that often. Now, Jupiter conjunct the new moon represents this big opportunity for you, but the different aspects that the new moon is doing represent these puzzle pieces, and some of these pieces are more difficult than others. Literally, the aspects are difficult, but there is one of the aspects, the one to Mars, is actually quite easy. And so that's the one I would suggest focusing on. And this is about taking baby steps towards your goal, because this is Mars in Virgo. So this is the small steps that you take, then you assess, and then you take another couple of steps, and then you assess. And with that, then you solve the puzzle. And this all boils down to, this is a Jupiter conjunct a new moon, which is a really good time to start something. And so if you need help with this, if you would like to know more about how this new moon and all the transits are affecting your chart, I do readings. There's a link in the description. Okay, Sagittarius, this new beginning is centered around power and resources from others. And so this is about you taking your power back, which specifically means that you don't have to wait to be chosen. You don't have to wait to be popular or in the public eye. You can go and move everything forward in your life from where you are. And of course, the Sagittarius part of you wants to take a big leap, like you want to just sail through. But this is still that Mars in Virgo energy that says, let's take it step by step. And so find the smallest step that you can do and get that done, and then do the next one and the next one. Compared to most sides, you will be up and running faster because you have that fire, but you still have to start. So let me just mention what that might look like in practical terms, because this is in your area of investing. So let's say it was investing that you wanted to start doing. And so you might say, okay, I want to invest $100 in a stock or a cryptocurrency or something like that. Then the first step would be, how do we get this $100 into an account where you could make that purchase? And so then you start to investigate the different brokerage places, or you start asking friends, well, where do you guys invest? And then the $100 moves into that account, and then the purchase is made, and now you're an investor. Now, when it comes to love relationships, specifically new love, Mars is making a sextile to Jupiter. So there is an opportunity to meet someone for a love relationship. And the way the planets are configured right now, this could be an intimate relationship where there's a lot of physical chemistry between the two of you. So if that's something you're looking for, then this is the time to be out there dating. Now, when it comes to existing love relationships, it's interesting because Mercury and Jupiter are in a semi-sextile, but they're in the same sign. So they're on either end of the sign. And so it still has that little bit of, there's a possibility of friction, but there's more harmony than usual. So it's kind of like sitting in the back seat with a sibling, but for some reason you're getting along. So the energy here is that you and your partner can come together about something that has irritated you in the past, but now they agree with you, now they're on board. And so this is a time to take that and run with it. Now, when it comes to your money, you pull money from Saturn, which is sitting there with Neptune, the visionary, And these are making a square to this new moon. And so this is an absolute time to unroll your plans, your blueprints of what it is that you want, and take direct action. Saturn is very much about putting one brick on top of the other to build the monument. And now this is talking about a new beginning. So you might have a monument halfway done, a third done, 10% done. And your inclination right now is to start something else. And you know what? That's okay right now because this is a seed planting moment. So go plant that seed and then get back to the other monument, or do both at the same time. It just says take some action. Now, when it comes to money from business or from investments, you have one of the strongest charts of any of the signs, and that is the moon's making a square to Saturn. That means action needs to happen, and when it does, you can profit. So you may have to contact a customer or send out sales proposals or do something to boost your website, talk to your broker, look at your investments, but you have a very strong ability to make more money than usual over this next 2 weeks. Now, when it comes to money derived from career, so that would be a paycheck, this story is a little bit different because Venus is not making an aspect with Saturn. So the energy here is very much about, there's kind of a disconnect right now between what your manager wants and what you would like, and until there's some harmony between that, it's going to be challenging to get them to budge. So now this energy will change and line up better in the future. But just for the next 2 weeks, it's a little bit difficult. Okay, in the third section of this video, I have a couple of announcements, and then we're going to continue talking about your second house and the money in your chart. I offer a free class every month. It's called New Month Wishes. It is on the first day of the month at 12 p.m. Pacific time. There's a link in the description to register. In this class, we talk about the astrological happenings for the month, and then we come together, we write our wishes for the month, and we then energize them with a short meditation. It's a really fun class, and so even if you can't come to the class itself, register because you will get all the information for the class, at least doing the wishes. And if you like astrology and you love black cats, you're going to love my newsletter. It is an illustrated guide to what's going on for the week. It is free, and there is a link in the description. And by the way, members of this channel get exclusive access to deep dive astrological videos, as well as some other things I have in the works. And so you can become a member by clicking the join button. It's right by the subscribe button. So we already started looking at your second house and the sign on the second house cusp. And today we're going to be looking at that sign and your special ability to make money based on that sign. So I covered some of this in the last money video that we did, but I just wanted to quickly go over it in case you missed that one. The line between the first house and the second house is called the second house cusp. And then you're going to look for the sign on the second house cusp. And by the way, if you can't figure it out on those free apps, just send me your birth information. I'll send you a copy of your chart. So today we're going to take a deeper look at the sign on the cusp, and it describes a talent that you have that could help you make more money. Okay, if you have Aries on the second house cusp, your ability is to take quick action that includes massive action towards a goal. So while other people are sitting on their hands, you're getting things done. And this can be quite the selling point for you. Now, if you want to find the source of your money, look for where Mars is in your chart. If you have Taurus on the second house, your ability is to persevere. You can keep going until the job is done. Other people give up and you keep at it. So this makes you quite an asset for the team. Now, if you want to find the source of your money, look for where Venus is in your chart. Now, if you have Gemini on the second house cusp, your ability is to communicate. You can connect people together, you can distribute information, you can let others know what is available. This is a very valuable skill as connections and communication are vital to business. Now, if you want to find the source of your money, look for where Mercury is in your chart. Now, if you have Cancer on the second house, you have the ability to empathize. And that means you can make people feel heard and understood. You remember what they need and you know, how people can help each other. You bring the team together like family, and that's so important. Now, if you want to know a source of your money, look for where the moon is in your chart. Now, if you have Leo on the second house, then you have the ability to show others what is possible. Your creative ideas help people see the potential of what could be achieved. This gives people the courage to take risks and the risks they need to do to grow a business. Now, if you want to find a source of your money, look for where the sun is in your chart. Now, if you have Virgo on the second house, your ability is to organize a system. Then organizing the system makes everything possible. You see the details and the order in which things should be done. And you can pull together different people or different departments or different systems to work together. Now, if you want to find a source of money in your life, look for where Mercury is in your chart. Now, if you have Libra on the second house, then you have the ability to negotiate, and that is to get an understanding between people. You can find agreements, quell arguments, or find a win-win. You can get very different people to work together, or two companies to work together, or two departments to work together. Now, to find a source of money in your life, look for where Venus is in your chart. Now, if you have Scorpio on the second house, you have the ability to recognize and gather resources. And so that means you can find people with expertise, you can find funding sources, you can pull together powerful influencers for a cause. You can do this for yourself, or you can do this for an organization. Now, to find a source of money for you in your life, look for where Pluto is in your chart. If you have Sagittarius on the second house, your ability is to explore new worlds. You can help companies open up new marketplaces. You can connect with foreign countries or different companies. You can work across state lines. You can even have competing companies come together to work on a project. Now, if you want to find a source of money in your life, look for where Jupiter is in your chart. If you have Capricorn on the second house, your ability is to build. You're able to find the tools and the resources necessary to build a company, to build a team, or to make something that lasts. You have the plans and the perseverance to put one brick on top of another until the monument is done. Now, if you want to find a source of money in your life, look for where Saturn is in your chart. If you have Aquarius on the second house, your ability is in mobilizing a group of people towards a common goal. You can organize people around a cause, a concern, or a mission. You can galvanize people and spur them to action. You can connect people together in some sort of networking web. Now, if you want to find a source of money in your chart, look for where Uranus is. If you have Pisces on the second house, your ability is to intuitively know what is needed. That is that you see opportunities and see open doors before others do. You know which path to take, just by feeling it. You know when to hold back also and double check something before you send it out. So now if you want to find a source of money in your life, look for where Neptune is in your chart. So this is just one of the places you pull money from, and we are going to talk about other sources of your money in the next video. So I hope you will subscribe and stay tuned.